Hey everyone. Welcome to Secrets Behind the Stars. All the details are in today's video, so make sure you're subscribed to Secrets Behind the Stars and share this story with a friend before we dive in. Thank you for being here. The celebrity sphere woke up to an unexpected jolt this week. Beloved actor Barış Baktaş, who had been preparing to tie the knot with his long-term partner Yağmur Yüksel, halted the wedding at the 11th hour. The whispers spiraling through the industry point to a brewing closeness between Barış and actress Yüksel Sabesai, an alleged spark that, insiders say, lit the fuse just days before vows were supposed to be exchanged. According to accounts from people who had been involved in the arrangements, Barış and Yağmur had crossed almost every item off their checklist. Their families met, the date was locked, and reservations had been paid for. Even their closest circle had reportedly received invitations. The calligraphed cards were said to be sitting on refrigerators and vanity tables across Istanbul. A honeymoon itinerary had been selected, somewhere quiet, somewhere private, a blissful window carved out of frantic filming schedules. But then, with the finish line in sight, everything stopped. The cancellation hit like a cold front, stunning friends, co-workers, and fans who had watched this relationship grow in measured, careful steps. It didn't take long for the conversation to turn. In gossip rooms and WhatsApp groups, threads began tying Barış to Yüksel. They had been crossing paths often, said the chatter, first for project talks, then at dinners with mutual friends, and then in spaces where curiosity leans into assumption. Those in Yağmur's orbit noticed her awareness. She's not someone who misses a shift in a room. And if the rumors carry weight, that suspicion may have been the final straw pulling the wedding plans apart. After the cancellation broke, eyes immediately pivoted to Yağmur. For someone who usually sprinkles her feed with candid set photos and gentle notes to fans, her sudden quiet was like a door closing. Posts slowed to a trickle, captions grew carefully minimal. People close to her say the silence masks a storm, that she's hurt, that she's stepping back to breathe and regain her balance. Each day without a statement became a seed for new speculation, and those seeds sprouted everywhere. Meanwhile, Barış has chosen not to speak publicly. No interviews, no prepared notes, not even a cleverly phrased denial. Those who know him hint that he's reeling, overwhelmed by how quickly a private matter turned into a headline carousel. They say he fears any sentence he utters will be cut, clipped, and spun into something else. But this vacuum, of course, feeds the machinery. Silence makes room for stories, and every new rumor is treated like another piece of a puzzle no one can fully see. And what of Yüksel Sabesai, whose name has been carried along by this tide? She has moved as she often does in moments like these, centered, at arm's length, letting her work do the talking while refusing to open the door to private conjecture. Her social media, usually a steady blend of set life and fragments of daily routine, has offered no clues. The absence of a denial hasn't helped. It has only stirred the pot with the oldest question in this line of chatter. Is the quiet protection, or indifference? Is it a coincidence, or a sign that something is being shielded? There is still no official confirmation from anyone involved. Yet the wedding's collapse so close to the finish line, paired with the murmurs around Yüksel, has turned this into one of the most consuming topics of the week. Every outlet, every fan page, every commentator seems to be waiting on the same thing. The first clear statement. Until then, the narrative belongs to rumor. Sources whisper that the fallout has been bruising for everyone. It hasn't just rewired the plans of two people who thought they knew their next step, it has also sent ripples through their families. People who had already chosen outfits and rehearsed toasts are now fielding calls and questions. If the reports are accurate, Barış has struggled to return those calls, even from those closest to him. Friends who thought they'd be dancing soon now say they're gently keeping their distance, letting him process the shock. The scale of the preparations, how near everything was to the moment, makes the break feel all the more dramatic. As for Yağmur, those who've crossed paths with her on set say she's keeping her head down. Outside of work, she has reduced outings to almost none, avoiding places where a camera might catch her eyes before she's ready. To a couple of confidants, she has confided one simple message: I need time. That sentence, passed from friend to friend like a delicate object, captures everything without revealing anything at all. She is said to be focusing on rest, therapy, and a return to the routine that once brought her so much peace. For Barış, the noise around Hazal has reportedly intensified his crisis. The personal and the public have merged into a single flood, and the thought of defending himself, of lifting the curtain when he has always preferred to protect what matters, feels unbearable. People near him insist that retreat is his attempt to keep both his career and his private life from combusting on the same stage. If he speaks now, they say, he risks adding new fuel to a fire he cannot control. Hazal, for her part, has remained composed. Those who work with her describe a professional who is showing up on time, hitting her marks, and sidestepping whispers with the grace of someone who has learned the rules of this world. The more her name is echoed, though, the louder the questions become. Is her restraint a quiet, principled boundary, or the camouflage of a story that hasn't yet been told? That debate alone has powered endless debates beneath headline slideshows and late-night live streams. What is certain is how quickly this has all accelerated. The cancelled ceremony, the unaddressed claims, the controlled silences, they're the ingredients of a myth in progress. And at the center of it all are two people who were supposed to be married this week. Fans are watching, press is waiting, and every hour without clarity hardens the fascination into obsession. If even one person speaks with candor, the entire direction of this story could change in a heartbeat. Until then, the only verifiable fact is the shock of a decision made only days before a promise was to be spoken out loud. As more details seep out from the edges of the inner circle, another thread has taken hold. Some say the break was never about jealousy alone. In recent weeks, disagreements reportedly simmered between Barış and Yağmur, practical, personal, and deeply human debates about what life would look like once the noise faded. Where to live, how much to work, how public to be, whether to start a family soon or savor this intense, career-building phase a little longer. These conversations, already weighted, were said to be jolted when Hazal's name entered the mix, turning tension into something sharper. People present for the toughest talks described the atmosphere as raw and tender in the very same moments. Passports on the table, mood boards for the ceremony spread across a couch, and then the quiet realization that love alone was not dissolving the friction. When the decision finally came, when someone said maybe not now, both of them cried. They had built a life in whispers rather than declarations, shielding their relationship from the cold draft of public opinion. They believed they could weather pressure if they stayed together, but the volume of speculation broke through the walls. The work poured into the day that never came, the flowers, the music, the menu, the travel, made the loss feel like something larger than a date on a calendar. Another current running through the talk is that Barış intends to channel his energy into work for the foreseeable future. Friends say he is looking toward new scripts and is tempted by a film that would keep him on set and off social media for months. The strategy, if that's what it is, seems clear. Take control of the narrative by telling stories on screen rather than off. He is reportedly reflecting on everything that happened and is convinced that any immediate public accounting would turn the tide in ways that would hurt everyone. Meanwhile, those close to Yağmur say she is rearranging her life with a quiet determination. She is carving out time for long walks, for late dinners with close friends, for movement and stillness in equal measure. The shift is intentional. It favors recovery over reaction. Career goals that had been nudged to the margins by wedding planning have regained their front row seats. Her restraint, the silence so many have criticized, looks to the people who love her like an act of hard-won maturity. None of these threads have been officially confirmed. And yet the vacuum where clarity should be has turned the story into a bonfire that keeps drawing more wood. The called-off wedding and the murmurs of something more have stayed near the top of every trending list. In a world hungry for disclosure, the hold on privacy has only sharpened curiosity. Even a single message, one candid paragraph from any of the three, could reset the table entirely. For now, what unfolded behind closed doors remains out of reach, and it feels inevitable that fresh details will surface when someone, somewhere, decides that the time is right. Gossip pages insist the fallout hasn't just brushed the lives of Barış, Yağmur, and Hazal, it has sprawled across their circles. Managers, stylists, Friends who had shifted schedules for a celebration are now shifting them back. Families who had invested hope and excitement are recalibrating in the quiet. The fact that relatives were involved in the planning makes the reversal heavier. There are more hearts to take care of, more rooms to enter gently. From the first hint of romance to the last-minute pause, the story has been shared by more people than the couple ever intended. We'll continue to follow every credible development and bring you what we can responsibly share. If you've been with us to the end, thank you for your trust. Make sure you're subscribed to Secrets Behind the Stars and send this video to someone who has been asking what really happened. Until the next update, take care and stay tuned to Secrets Behind the Stars.